Are you sick of losing to Dragapult, Shadow Rider Calyrex, and now Mew VMAX on the standard ladder? Well, this Obstagoon list could be a good one for you. Before we jump into the list, remember, if you are enjoying the Fusion Strike content and you want to see more, there are new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Make sure you subscribe to see them all, and if you like this one, leave a like, that'd be great. So here is our Obstagoon list. This one comes to you thanks to U5D, who came second with this list, winning 7 games in the most recent late night series hosted by Zach Lesage. So thank you very much to U5D for playing this really cool archetype that all revolves around Galarian Obstagoon. There are 2 attacks on this stage 2 dark type Pokemon that are really interesting. The first one, Silence, does 30 damage for 1 dark energy, and then your opponent cannot use one of the attacks that you choose next turn. This is really strong and can lock out decks that only have 1 attack from actually doing anything in their turn. But remember, they are able to switch to the bench and then come back to the active and get rid of this effect. So useful, but not necessarily guaranteed to do the job. The attack that we're mostly going to be focusing on is actually the second one, Merciless Strike. For 1 dark energy, we deal 60 damage, which is not too bad on its own, but the text is the real kicker. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on it at all, then this deals 90 more damage on top of the 60 that you're already dealing. So for 1 energy, that is 150 damage. Incredibly good. Now, how are we going to get those damage counters on there? Well, Galarian Obstagoon evolves from Galarian Zigzagoon, so we can use the Headbutt Tantrum ability to set up damage counters on Pokemon and then use Galarian Obstagoon to take those knockouts. For most VMAX Pokemon, we're going to be able to take 2 shots on them that only takes 2 extra damage counters to get to even the most difficult to knock out VMAXs that have 330 HP. We can do that with Quick Shooting Inteleon. There are 2 copies of that in this list, but the real Inteleon in this list, the real key Inteleon, is this Shady Dealings one. As opposed to every other Inteleon list which wants to deal those damage counters, this deck is revolving around trying to find rare candy. We need them to get our attackers out, and so Inteleon with Shady Dealings becomes very useful. It's also really useful because Aqua Bullet for 120 damage is also a really good attack that you could potentially use to offset some of the awkward numbers that get set up by Obstagoon, or you can use if maybe your opponent has managed to get around your damage problem. Also, I should mention, since we're playing Obstagoon, we can actually play the old Obstagoon here from Sword and Shield. Has Untamed Shout, which is an advanced version of Galarian Zigzagoon's ability. Does 3 damage counters instead of 1. But Obstruct is also a really strong attack. For 2 energy, we deal 90 damage, and we cannot be attacked by basic Pokemon in the next turn. That can be really useful against decks like Zacian Zamazenta and Suicune, which are both very popular at the moment. So this deck seems to have almost everything to be able to take wins on the standard ladder. I really like the list. What we'll do is we'll jump into some games now. I've been talking for way too long. Let's see how this thing works. Alrighty, it's game time, and we look like we're up against a single strike deck here, which is actually pretty solid because we have a relatively good matchup in this particular situation, not only because our opponent deals damage to themselves, but also because they're going to have lots of support Pokemon that we can potentially pick off at later points in the game. Now, our opening hand is not amazing, but it's definitely workable. Their opening hand is not very good, so we are looking solid. What I'm going to do here, we've top decked a Level Ball, which is going to be great. We'll grab ourselves a Sobble, throw that down, then we can also use our Zigzagoon. I think I'm going to ping the active. That seems to make the most sense to me. We'll attach an energy to the benched Zigzagoon, and since we managed to find that Sobble... Actually, no, we should Marnie. I was about to say, since we managed to find the Sobble, we could potentially hold on and use the Piers to find ourselves Obstagoon next turn. I don't think that it's necessary. I think we're okay here. This Marnie is not amazing, but it's still going to work for us. We've got ourselves an evolution in Linoone. We can research, which is good. We've got Evo Incense as well, so all looking pretty solid. We'll wait and see what the top deck is, or you never know, our opponent might just Marnie us. Does depend on how their turn goes. Am I too small over here? Maybe I'm too small. Make myself just a smidgen bigger. Video is about me, after all. Also, if you haven't, please consider subscribing and then like the video. Liking a video is the most important thing that you can do to support your favorite content creators. It makes it so that my videos get seen by more people, which I'd appreciate. Because my entire self-worth is linked to the amount of views that the videos get, so, you know. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying. You know. Anyway, our opponent has triple Houndour here, which would normally be a really good position for single strike to be in, but I'm not seeing any attackers yet. To be honest though, what attackers do they want to use? They could be using Gengar, but we have no V Pokemon, so that's never going to be useful for them. They could be using Umbreon. Obviously, Umbreon would be a pretty solid attacker here, would be able to knock out all of our Pokemon. And Single Strike Urshifu, again, probably going to be attacking into our Pokemon relatively comfortably, but it won't be able to do it efficiently with energy. So I think this is a really, really good matchup for this deck. If Single Strike becomes one of the best decks in the format, which I suspect that it will, I think that this Obstagoon deck could potentially be a solid rogue choice. I'm not sure that it's going to be, like, broken and gonna, you know, split the game open, but it's definitely very, very good. We're getting manied here. There you go. So there goes me thinking about my turn. Not too stressed though, because the hand wasn't that good. Hopefully we can find like Rare Candy Obstagoon. That'd be great. That's not it. Oh, hang on, no, that's rare. That's Rare Candy Obstagoon, because we've got Piers. I've elected to go with the Piers that has the Linoone in the artwork rather than the other one, just because I think that, you know, the deck's about Obstagoon. We should have Obstagoon in here. So, you know. Also, is this like I'm playing a Piers deck? Maybe I'm playing a Piers deck. Should I claim that I'm playing a Piers deck? Yes. Yes, I should. This is a character-based deck that I've built here. This is not just a good deck that I wanted to play because I thought it looked fun. This is a character challenge. That's what we're doing. We're doing a trainer-based challenge here. Ignore the title. Ignore whatever title I put on this video. We are now doing the Piers Trainer Challenge. Insert his theme music here. I probably won't. I'll forget. I'll forget by the time I start editing this video. Anyway, our opponent has gone for the Umbreon. They've actually gone for the full art Umbreons, which is pretty impressive, if you don't mind me saying so. And they are going to power up an attacker. What are they going to do? Are they going to attack with Houndour here? Houndoom, sorry. No, it looks like they're going to put extra energy onto Umbreon. So maybe we could see an attack from the Umbreon V here. That would take a knockout. But this is a bit risky from our opponent. Means that if we want to, we could potentially take a knockout this turn. I think it's best to just make sure that we attack, but we really could. Oh, that would have been good. If that was a Zigzagoon, I think we would have just taken a knockout here, because what are we doing? We're doing 150. It's going to leave this Umbreon on 190. We got to grab ourselves Rare Candy here. So yeah, we're going to leave this on 190, but I'm not too worried. What we're going to do is we're going to grab Obstagoon, and then I think I'm going to grab Water Energy here. We have... yeah, that seems fun. We have Raihan in our hand, so this is going to be... this is potentially going to be a very interesting couple of turns here. We could potentially start attacking with Inteleon next turn. We will Merciless Strike now. That'll put that Umbreon on 190 damage, which is unfortunately close. But if they evolve into the VMAX, how much does the VMAX have? VMAX is 310, 320 maybe? So we should be able to get a knockout on the VMAX with an Inteleon, presuming that we can find a Zigzagoon to deal some extra damage. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm feeling like Inteleon is a pretty good play next turn. Because like it means that the Raihan is an attachment and an evolution. Good grief, I just got too excited there. And we can use the 2 item draw things from Inteleon. Oh, well, there goes. Ah, man, I gotta get it printed on a t-shirt, don't I? That's just brutal. Hopefully we just draw another one. We didn't. I mean, we've got Evo Incense, so we can just do it if we want to. To be fair, though, I think it's better to just to evolve into Inteleon and use Research. Now, that seems fine. I mean, if they're not going to evolve into the Umbreon VMAX, then it makes it much easier, doesn't it? So what are they going to do here? Can I just get a knockout on the Umbreon by pinging it with an Inteleon? With a Zigzagoon. Wouldn't that be nice? They're going for their 3rd Houndoom, so they are loaded on their side of the field. Here comes the Umbreon. Okay, so do they choose to Dark Signal? They do. Or they don't. Okay, Max Darkness, fair enough. Alrighty, so here's the plan. here's the plan. We are going to promote the Drizzile. We're going to Evo... Oh, getting the energy is so good. We'll put that onto the active. Thank you very much. We will Evo Incense here. We will grab ourselves our Inteleon. We've only got one in the deck, which means that there is one prize. We will use the Inteleon. We will Shady Dealings, grab 2 trainer cards. I'm going to grab a Level Ball and a Quick Ball here. We're going to Quick Ball away a copy of Research, and we'll grab ourselves, I think, the Zigzagoon, because that'll put us within... I mean, we're already within range. It has 310, so we can put this damage on the bench. Then we can Level Ball. I'll grab myself another Sobble here, because I think it's better to have multiple Inteleon options open. Then we can Research. We unfortunately don't find the Rescue Carrier, which would have been great to get Zigzagoons back. I don't think we've got any left. Do we have any left? We don't. We've got a Linoone. Okay, that's fine. So we can Drizzile for the Rescue Carrier, so we'll do that. We will Drizzile into a Rescue Carrier. We'll grab ourselves our Zigzagoons, and now we are in a really, really strong position. And this is one of the things that these decks do really, really well, right? We've got all of the Pokemon that we need, and our opponent still has to take 4 knockouts. And at the moment, it's really, really tough for our opponent to do that. So we're going to Aqua Bullet here. That'll take a knockout on the active, and then we'll just put 20 damage onto the Houndoom with the energy on it. It doesn't really matter, because all of these Houndooms will be knockoutable by a Obstagoon, which is fantastic. We do need, however, to find the pieces to get Obstagoon. We've got 2 Evo Incenses, so we should be fine. But we have a very big hand, and our opponent does have a propensity to money. So I am preparing myself mentally to lose this hand. If we don't, we're in a really good spot, because we can evolve, we can Raihan to attach energy, we've got a whole bunch of options, we can get quick shooting Inteleon down. It's gonna be brilliant if we can. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if our opponent can knock out our Inteleon very easily this turn. Ah, Gengar, there you go. That's why this deck is so good against Single Strike, because lots of people have shifted to this Gengar variant, and it's just not good enough against this Inteleon deck, this Obstagoon deck, because there's no Vs. So definitely a reason to consider playing the fighting type Single Strike Urshifu, which, frankly, I think is going to be very, very strong. And there's the concession. They haven't got anything else to do. Obstagoon gets a nice win there. Alrighty, we look like we are up against a Dark Weak deck, so hopefully we can show off just how strong Obstagoon is. We are playing against Shadow Rider, and Shadow Rider obviously weak to Dark. There are so many Dark Weak decks at the moment, which makes this Obstagoon deck so strong. There are a lot of really, really cool options for it. We have a Level Ball. I think we're just going to play that. We'll grab ourselves a Zigzagoon here, because we definitely need that. This hand is not ideal, but I'm also not necessarily sure that they can knock out our Sobble or our Zigzagoon here. I'm just going to Research. I could have scooped up the Sobble, but I think it's better to leave this the way it is. And oh boy, this is a hand. Okay, we're going to Quick Ball. I think we're going to Quick Ball. I think the Rescue Carrier is the only option. We could get rid of the Rare Candy, but I like having the option for multiple. I will grab another Sobble here, just because I've got the Level Ball in hand and the double Drizzile, and then we get the Zigzagoon with the Level Ball. We can use that to ping damage onto the benched Shadow Rider, and then we can pass. Fantastic opening turn, and with double Drizzile, we are guaranteed to get ourselves into an Obstagoon next turn, provided that our hand stays the same. Provided that our hand stays the same. I think we might be able to keep this one. Okay, so our plan here, if they knock out the Sobble in the active, we promote the Zigzagoon, we Drizzile for maybe like a Piers, maybe like, I don't know what we could do anything, right? We could just go for Evo Incense and evolve into the Obstagoon and then hit into this Calyrex. If they don't knock us out, then we can actually get even more value out of this hand. We can Drizzile for the Obstagoon still, which is brilliant, and then we can also find Professor's Research or another draw supporter to try and draw us some cards. I like the fact that our opponents played down Training Court for us, means we don't need to worry about it. We've obviously got 4 copies of that card in the deck. At least I think it's 4. There's a lot of Training Court in this deck, because it is so good. We obviously only need 1 energy every turn, and we can attack. So definitely a very good place to be. Doesn't look like our opponent's hand is super great. They're throwing down a Crobat. I'm looking for... Like, to get an attack off this turn, they're going to need... Since they've attached to the Calyrex and the active, if they want to get an attack off, they need double VMAX plus switch and retreat. Yeah. Well, they don't need double VMAX. They need one VMAX plus switch and retreat. Plus an energy. So these 4 cards, plus the 2 that they potentially draw, need to be off the chain good to win here. They're grabbing another Calyrex, so they have an energy. There's the V, and they're going for the research. Okay, so they've got plenty of chances here. They're getting rid of a boss is pretty solid. I can live with that. So they need to find a ton of energy. They're throwing down Articuno here. They can't attack with that this turn. Doesn't look like they've got a VMAX, to be honest. They are not playing in a way that suggests that they have a VMAX. Get a quick ball away the energy for another Crobat. Okay. So just holding on to that for next turn. They've got an air balloon. Wow, I think they came really close. They just didn't find a VMAX. And that was a mistake. You've already Crobatted this turn, buddy. Elmente, what are you doing? This game was probably going to be a good one to show, but you double Crobatted and ruined it for everyone. And we've got triple Drizzile. Oh boy, well it's a good thing that this one didn't get knocked out. Let's evolve Shady Dealings and grab ourselves a Evolution Incense. We'll do that, because that will be able to find us the Obstagoon that we need. So we'll grab that. We can rare Candy as well. Let's Drizzile first, and we'll grab ourselves our Professor's Research. Actually, maybe we just get Scoop Up Net. We just get Scoop Up Net. Because then we can just scoop up the active, and we've got Drizzile in hand. We'll be fine. So then we can rare Candy into Obstagoon. We'll scoop up the Drizzile, and then we bench the Sobble again. And we're going to take a knockout here, which is really, really strong. Like, this is a great spot to be in. I don't know why our opponent didn't retreat this. I think they were just tilted for playing down that Crobat when they didn't have to. But we are in a really good spot. And to be fair, I don't think that our opponent would be in any better position even if they had managed to keep the Crobat for next turn. If they kept the Crobat for next turn, then they just draw more cards. But we've still taken 2 prizes. And that's pretty much all that we need to have done before they start getting them set up. So we're going to keep playing here. We'll see what happens. Our opponent's thrown this Crobat into the active. There's the Marnie. We're getting Marnied now. He's throwing this Crobat into the active, obviously, as a sacrificial lamb. The thing's useless. It's ruined his life. But Crobat, again, a really, really good number on this Crobat in the sense that we can ping it once with a Zigzagoon to get the damage with Merciless Strike, and then also, if we use Quick Shooting Inteleon, we can knock the Crobat out as well. So, all very, very good. We might like to do that this turn, but to be honest, I'm more interested on hitting into these VMAXs. Because I think that that's going to be the way that we win this game. I don't think we win the game by bossing a Crobat, although we could. You know what? I said in the introduction that it beats Shadow Rider, so I want to knock out some Shadow Riders. It's probably correct to just try and attack into these Crobats, but you know what? We're going to try. We're going to try our best. We are going to try our level best. What are you up to, Elmente? Elmente? I hope Elmente doesn't mean something like really offensive, because I've said it multiple times. I'm gonna look that up after the game. Oh, I'm being done in by my own hubris. Here comes some damage, not some damage, some energy onto the Calyrex. Could we potentially see an attack this turn? Perhaps. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. I'm watching. Wait, it's up here. Sorry. I've lost it. It's gone. I've lost it. Everyone. I've made 3 videos in a row and I've lost it. We are back to regular scheduled programming, by the way. Back to having Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday videos. So make sure you keep your notifications on for those if you like. You don't have to. You don't necessarily have to watch every video that I put out, but, you know, it'd be nice. Okay, what do we got? We've got ourselves Evo Incense, we've got ourselves Piers, we've got Energy, we've got Sobble. Let's go and place this Sobble down first. I think that seems like a reasonable thing to do. Then we can Evo Incense. I am going to grab the Inteleon because we're going to knock out one of these VMAXs on the bench. I know that we can knock the Crobat out. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in doing it. We're going to Inteleon. We're going to grab 2 trainer cards. We're going to grab a Scoop Up Net and a Boss's Orders. Because then we can scoop the Inteleon up and use the Drizzile again, which I like. Let's do that. And it is probably correct to target down the one with the energy, right? That always seems correct. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's not necessarily too hard. We will scoop up the Inteleon, play the Sobble back down, play the Drizzile down, and then we can use the Drizzile to grab ourselves a Zigzagoon. I think that's the best way to go. We'll grab a Level Ball. That Level Ball will be able to grab... Actually... Yeah, no, Level Ball's right. I was about to say, maybe we could use Quick Ball, but I think it's correct to get Level Ball. We Level Ball here, we throw down the Zigzagoon, which we can use to ping the active, and then... I mean, we've got Dark Energy as well, we may as well attach that. Then we can Merciless Strike. Now, because of weakness, this will do 300 damage for 1 energy, which is incredible. And it puts this Calyrex on 310 HP, which means that 1 more Zigzagoon ping, and that is knocked out. So I'm feeling pretty good. We've got Inteleon and Piers for next turn. If they do knock out the Obstagoon, then we've got another one ready to go. I don't want to make a big deal about this, but I'm 99% sure that we're going to win. Which is weird, because on the channel I usually lose. It's almost like I pick the games that I'm going to win. But I mean, I don't, you know, I play the games and I pick the games afterwards, so... You know, it's how... This isn't live, ladies and gentlemen. This is not happening live in front of you. I played these games before the video came out. I just have to tell you that, because... Yeah, I'm asleep. When this video comes in, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so... Yeah. This guy's taking ages. What is going on? Why is this guy taking so long? Just let me win. Thank you, Max Geist. Okay, alrighty. So, there's the knockout. We are good to promote. I think the correct promotion is probably Zigzagoon with the energy on it, so we're going to put that into the active. Now, let's see. How do we go about doing this? I think it's probably... Well, I mean, let's, oh, I don't know. God, this is now going to have to use my brain. Which I was not counting on. Maybe instead of monologuing during my opponent's turn and complaining about how long he was taking, maybe I should have thought about what I was doing. We're going to probably play this Inteleon down, I think. It seems reasonable. I just don't know what I want. It's like a problem that I'm having in my life in general. What do I want here? Okay, well, we're playing the Inteleon. We need to find the Obstagoon. We can get that with Piers if we want, but we might also be able... Let's grab the Scoop Up Net. And then I think just research. There's definitely a way that I can do better than this, but I can't think of it. It seems fine. Because we can scoop... Oh, sorry, we can Piers here. Grab ourselves the Obstagoon. We've only got 1 left. Yikes. So we'll grab ourselves the Obstagoon. We can evolve into the active. We can scoop up the Zigzagoon on the bench, which is very good. Get ourselves ping damage there. Or we can scoop up the Inteleon if we want to. I think it's probably fine to just play the Scoop Up Net now. Yeah, we'll do that, and we will pick up the Zigzagoon. Let's just ping the active. I should have done this straight away. I don't know why I didn't just do this straight away. See what we grab. Energy, Obstagoon, good. Sobble, fine. Okay, so what do they promote for us? They promote the only Pokemon that we can deal massive damage to. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What can I say? Well, that's a nicely timed little subscription. By the way, I'll be live probably next Saturday playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. If you'd like to come along, become a member, jump in, have some fun in the chat. We'll see how we go. I'm 99% sure that I would have lost if this guy hadn't have promoted that, now that I'm thinking about this. Because now we just win next turn. Did I just completely... I feel like I just completely bungled my last turn. If I... Instead of having a Professor's Research there, if I had something else, what could I have done? Did I have enough to do stuff? Oh, I don't even know. I mean, we would have gone on to win. Our opponent's taken 1 prize. So, you know, would have been fine. All I'm saying is that this last game has really fizzled out into a, it's more of a glimpse into my shattered mind, isn't it? You are welcome to take your prize at any point, my friend. Almente, you've taken 3 more minutes than I have. You're sitting here. You're waiting. You're forcing me to wait for you to take your prize. You're going to wait until the time pings off. Are you really doing this? Thank you. Okay, now I can promote my Inteleon. I've got the energy in hand so I can Aqua Bullet and win the game. Fantastic stuff. Top decking the Drizzile there is incredible. And then we're forced to put damage somewhere, wherever. It doesn't matter because we have won. Obstagoon's actually pretty solid. I'm happy with that. So again, you've seen the deck, but how good is this thing really? Well, actually, I think this is pretty gosh darn solid. Cost-wise, it's relatively cheap. I mean, the Inteleon line is a little bit difficult to get your hands on, but it's not too bad. You can get those in the Inteleon VMAX League Battle deck, so they're super, super available. Power-wise, I've given this one a B. It can be a little bit tricky to get damage off consistently. 160 damage a turn will 2-hit VMAXs though, so very, very strong. Consistency-wise, an A. This is a very, very good deck. The only issue that it has is that it is a stage 2. So again, thank you very much for coming along. Hopefully you've enjoyed this deck profile. If you want to see more, then subscribe to the channel. They come out every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Plus we have the live streams on Saturday morning for me, Friday night for you if you're in America, which most of you are. 40% of you are anyway. Anyway, thank you very much for coming along. Please like the video if you haven't already, and I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.